When Jesus climbed the mountain to speak to the crowd, he wasn't just teaching. He was opening a sacred doorway between heaven and earth. And at the center of everything he said, he placed a prayer so powerful that it became the heart of the Sermon on the Mount, the center of the center, where the divine meets the soul. This is the prayer Jesus wanted his followers to carry, not just on their lips, but in their lives. It begins with two words that change everything. Our Father, not my Father. Because when you pray, you're never alone. You belong to a family, a worldwide body calling out to the same God, a Father who is both close and infinite. Our Father who art in heaven. Jesus starts with intimacy, then immediately lifts our eyes to the heavens. God is a Father tender and near, but he is also cosmic, above all things. And then Jesus teaches us to ask for three things, not for ourselves, but for God's name, his will, his kingdom. First, hallowed be your name. In Scripture, God's name represents his reputation, his presence, his glory. But when Israel broke covenant, that holy name was dishonored among the nations. Through this prayer, Jesus calls us to long for the day when God's name will be restored, seen as sacred once more across the earth. Then comes, your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Heaven is the place where God's will is always done, and Jesus invites us to ask for that kingdom to come crashing into our broken world. But more than asking, we are being reshaped. The word will also means desire. In this prayer, we are aligning our desires with the desires of heaven. Notice the rhythm. Your name, your kingdom, your will. The first half of the prayer is all about God, shifting our gaze from self to the sacred. But the second half turns toward us, our needs, our weaknesses, our journey. And that's where it gets deeply personal. Give us this day our daily bread. Jesus knew how deeply fear grips the human heart. We worry, we hoard, we live afraid of not having enough. But here Jesus invites us to trust, one day at a time. Just like God fed Israel with bread from heaven in the wilderness, but only enough for each day. That kind of daily prayer builds gratitude. It makes us see each meal as a miracle. Then Jesus takes us even deeper. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Debt here means more than money. It's everything we've done to hurt someone, every wrong that created distance. And Jesus links the two. To be forgiven, we must forgive. This is a prayer that shapes a culture where the forgiven become forgivers. And then comes the final plea. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. The word temptation here can also mean testing. Not all tests are bad, they can refine us. But Jesus is honest. Tests can be painful, and in those moments a quiet voice often whispers, take the easier way. That voice, he says, comes from the evil one. So Jesus teaches us to cry out, for strength to endure, for clarity to see what is right, for deliverance when the shadows come close. This second half of the prayer includes four requests: give, forgive, lead, and deliver. Together with the three from the first half, we get 7, the biblical number of fullness. This is not just a prayer to recite, it's a way of becoming, a way of longing for heaven to break into earth, through trust, through forgiveness, through surrender. So tonight, as you close your eyes, let these words settle into your soul. And if this prayer speaks to your heart, write in the comments, Our Father, I'm here. Share this video with someone who needs peace tonight, and may the kingdom draw near in the stillness of this holy nightfall.